What is going on, everybody? Mystery Schooler here. We are back with Emerald Tablet 2, the epic tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean. All right. How is everyone today? Welcome, welcome. We got Meta Yarby in the house. What's up, brother? Great to see you, man. Hey, you're the only one who shows up to the mystery schools, huh? I guess that makes you a student. I love these tablets. They're very interesting. Tablet 2, the Halls of Amenti. Deep in the earth's heart lie the halls of Amenti, far neath the islands of sunken Atlantis. Halls of the dead and halls of the living, bathed in the fire of the infinite all. Now you're going to hear this fire of the infinite all mentioned many times, and I think it's interesting that, sorry, some planes went by, helicopters went by a second I started streaming. Yep, that sounds about right. Anywho, you're going to hear about this infinite fire below they're referencing a lot. And I think it's funny that a lot of, modern religions and stuff describe these subterranean realms below as like these evil, dark places and stuff with this evil fire that's going to burn you. When in reality, it's this flame below that's healing and life-giving. Like all flames are. As long as you don't get too close and fuck with it, right? Anyways, I thought that was interesting. He's going to make references. He's going to talk to the Dweller, which I think could be Charon or Hades himself. Again, I don't think these deities are necessarily evil. They have roles to fulfill, And his is the river Styx to the boatman for the river Styx for the river of souls. Yeah, we're going to jump right into it. Check on the chat real quick. Meta Yarby says, Tablet 8 is my favorite, only because of our social evolution we find ourselves in now. Oh, okay. I know the tablets, I know the content, but I'm not familiar with from which tablet specifically, especially that far in, but we're going to get to it eventually. I like that one, The Secrets of Time or whatever, which tablet that is. That one's a trip too, especially if you guys are into Mandela effect or things like that. Far in a past time, lost in the space-time, the children of light look down on the world. See the children of men in their bondage, bound by the force that came from beyond. Knew they that only by freedom from bondage could man ever rise from the earth to the sun. Down they descended and created bodies, taking the semblance of men as their own. The masters of everything said after their forming, "We are they who were formed from the space dust, partaking of life from the infinite all, living in the world as children of men, like and yet unlike the children of men." Okay, so let's try to touch base on what just happened here. So there's beings looking down on us from above, children of light looking down on us from above. And they saw that we were stuck in bondage. We're stuck in bodies, and that we have to get out of this physical state of mind or whatever it is, so we could be with the sun, descend to the sun, whatever that means, right? I'm assuming that means our souls, our bodies. I don't know. Anyways, so they came down and took bodies, and described themselves as the ones formed from space dust. Interesting, because they say the zodiac is your soul, where your soul is from. Space dust, stars, twinkle twinkle little star, like a diamond up so high. Oh, a diamond in the sky. Anybody? Then for a dwelling place far neath the earth's crust, blasted great spaces they by their power, spaces apart from the children of men. Surrounded them by forces and power, shielded from harm they the halls of the dead. Oh, so there you have it, guys. They're specifically in a place that is difficult to get to, well, probably impossible. At least with the body, since it's near the halls of the dead, right? That's interesting, because if you know anything about Agartha or Agarthi, the subterranean realms, not only is it said that there's people down there, but that they're like way super smarter than us and they're taller. There's even some records of people with two tongues. Not records, legends of people with two tongues living down there that are so intelligent they can speak two languages at once with each tip of their tongue. Yeah, it's a trip, man. Yeah, check out the Agarthi if you don't know about them. But when I read about stuff like this, I'm like, man, it's down there. It's really down there. Most people think it's just nothing but lava. So I don't know. I'm not buying it, but anywho. Side by side then placed they other spaces, filled them with life and with light from above. Builded they then the halls of Amenti, that they might dwell eternally there, living with life to eternity's end. So they're basically making a palace, a throne, right next to the flame of light. Pretty smart. I'd want to hang out there too. There's a big healing flame, right? I'd want to sit next to it too, probably. It'd probably be a good place to sit down most of the time, right? So makes sense to me. So yeah, we have, just to touch up, we have the spaceborn have taken human bodies or something, then chose to blast big caverns underground, create big caverns underground for them to live in near this big healing flame. So they're setting up shop. Also kind of reminds me of the Watchers from the Bible. Are these the Watchers? Are these the fallen ones? In which case, should we be listening to them? Should we be reading their writings? So I don't know. It's interesting to me. They seem pretty smart. And, a lot of people try to say Thoth is evil and all this shit, but I don't know, dude. He sure seems interesting in the salvation of your soul and ascending you and raising your consciousness to a higher degree and stuff like that. It doesn't sound that evil, right? Just saying. 32 were there of the children, sons of light, who had come among men, seeking to free from the bondage of darkness those who were bound by the force from beyond. Deep in the halls of life grew a flower, flaming, expanding. That's the flower of life, guys. Driving backward the night. Placed in the center, a ray of great potence, life-giving, light-giving, filling with power all who came near it. Placed they around thrones, 32, places for each of the children of light, placed so that they were bathed in the radiance. filled with the life from the eternal light, there time after time place they their first created bodies, so that they might be filled with the spirit of life. 100 years out of each 1,000 must the life-giving light flame forth on their bodies, quickening, awakening the spirit of life. Okay, yeah, so here we go. We're going to touch up on what happened. They're building their thrones next to this great flame within the earth, in the halls of Amenti. It heals them. They need to be near it. Every 1,000 years, they need to be near the light, basked in the light for 100 of those out of those 1,000 years. Otherwise, I assume they die or they age or what, you know. And they created their first bodies to inhabit that space. Wow. You know, it kind of reminds me of that movie. It's different, but it kind of reminds me of that movie Minority Report, where there's those psychic chicks in laying in the water, and they have like, I don't know if they have prolonged life, but it's like they're taken care of really well in there, and they have like psychic abilities they're taking advantage of for the government. But yeah, what do you guys think about all this? Kind of reminds me of Superman too, with his Fortress of Solitude, where he goes and heals for a while, and he comes back. Yeah, there in the circle from aeon to aeon sit the great masters, living a life not known among men. There in the halls of life they lie sleeping. Free flows their soul through the bodies of men. Time after time, while their bodies lie sleeping, incarnate they in the bodies of men, teaching and guiding onward and upward out of the darkness into the light. There in the hall of life, filled with their wisdom, known not to the races of man, living forever neath the cold fire of life, sit the children of light. Times there are when they awaken, come from the depths to be lights among men, infinite they among finite. So yeah, a lot happened in that one too. That little paragraph here. Okay, so on these thrones around this life-giving light, they sit from aeon to aeon. And while their bodies are lying sleeping next to this eternal light, they incarnate in the bodies of men, teaching and guiding onward and upward. Are these Christ figures we get every so often? Are these all the people trying to wake up? Or is it just all people? Is this what the zodiac is? Are these original bodies that are incarnating or down there near the fire? Or is this the spirit of the zodiacs? Is this our default template? It's our default template. Interesting. You know, the Agarthi have deities they worship down there too. Ramata, something like that. Ramanya, something. But they're supposed to be really powerful too. I heard a story that in Tibet, there's this place where it's been known to happen throughout history that people will be forced into uncontrollable prayer, and animals too, and they'll like wallow on the ground and they won't leave their spot, and they'll just like be forced there to sit there and contemplate their fate. And some Westerner was traveling through there and he was like, what the hell, you know? And he asked some shepherd, what the hell, right? And the shepherd says, that's the way it's always been, when the gods below pray to the heavens above, that people get caught in it, basically. And yeah, I was like, wow, what the hell? That's a trip, huh? Coincidentally, it's one of the most spiritual places on earth. You know, I don't know. I thought that was interesting, though. Is that those guys down there, these tablets, these great masters? Also, in the Book of Enoch, the Watchers were punished by being put underground. So I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if this is the Watchers telling from their perspective. You know, but then I gotta wonder just how evil are they? I mean, it says in this they wanted to come down to guide us to get out. You know, so I don't know. Maybe it was never the Lord's intention for us to get out, whoever he may be. He who by progress has grown from the darkness, lifted himself from the night into light, out of ignorance into knowledge, guys, to wisdom. Free is he made of the halls of Amenti, free the flower of light and of life. Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from man to the master of life. There he may dwell as one with the masters, free from the bonds of the darkness of night. Seated within the flower of radiance sit 7 lords from the space-time above us, helping and guiding through infinite wisdom, the pathway through time of the children of men. Mighty and strange they veiled with their power, silent, all-knowing, drawing the life force, different yet one with the children of men. Aye, different and yet one with the children of light. Yeah, so these guys sound pretty badass down there, huh? They're immortal because where they're sitting, basically. So it's super important that we don't get down there. You know what I mean? It's strange though because I get confused because Thoth also mentions that Amenti is free to all men, but then it seems clear that we're not supposed to be down there. So it's like, I think it's more like it's free to our souls. That's why it's the halls of the dead, right? Like you can get down there. Maybe you're forced to go down there. I don't know. Once you're in soul form or something, but your body isn't allowed to go down there because then you'd be just like them, right? You'd be healing by this infinite flame. It'd be like shit. There goes the neighborhood, right? Custodians and watchers of the force of man's bondage, ready to loose when the light has been reached. First and most mighty sits the veiled presence, Lord of Lords, the infinite 9, over the others from each cosmic cycle, weighing and watching the progress of men. Told you guys, the Earth is a stage. Truman Show is more realistic than you might think. They're watching the progress of men, guys. I wonder if they're proud of us right now. I doubt it. Under he sit the lords of the cycles, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 8, each with his mission, each with his power, guiding, directing the destiny of man. There sit they, mighty and potent, free of all time and space. Not of this world they, yet akin to it. Elder brothers they, of the children of men, judging and weighing. They with their wisdom, watching the progress light among men. Wow. You know, it's funny too because I know near Mount Shasta, and it's actually a worldwide thing, sighting thing, but tall people in robes, white robes, have been sighted pretty consistently. I know around Mount Shasta specifically. That's why all the Ascended Master stuff comes from there. A lot of that New Age stuff that people try to take advantage of and stuff, it comes from alleged real sightings. And have been sightings of tall people in robes. So it's interesting. Do they come out sometimes, or are those guys, disciples of these guys they're talking about down below? Also, Malta, I've heard similar stories too. Tall humans with spiritual power, supernatural powers, living deep beneath the surface. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's real, guys. I think there's a reason you're not allowed to go down there. I think there's a reason you're not allowed to go in all these places. You could hit your head. Oh yeah, they care so much about you hitting your head all of a sudden, right? But they'll let you starve to death and rot in the sunlight or whatever, you know. But you could hit your head. Don't go in there. Oh, you guys are so concerned. I need health care. Oh, that's expensive. Oh, you can get this for free. Oh, thank you. There before them was I led by the dweller, watched him blend with one from above. Then from he came forth a voice saying, Great art thou, Thoth, among children of men. Free henceforth of the halls of Amenti, master of life among children of men. Taste not of death, except as thou will it. Drink thou of life to eternity's end. Henceforth forever is life, thine for the taking. Henceforth is death at the call of thy hand. Dwell here or leave here when thou desireth. Free is Amenti to the Son of Man. Take thou up life in what form thou desireth, child of the light that has grown among men. Choose thou thy work, for all souls must labor, never be free from the pathway of light. One step thou hast gained on the long pathway upward. Infinite now is the mountain of light. Each step thou taketh but heightens the mountain. All of thy progress but lengthens the goal. Approach ye ever the infinite wisdom. Ever before thee recedes the goal. Free are ye, may now, of the halls of Amenti, to walk hand in hand with the lords of the world, one in one purpose, working together, bringers of light to the children of men. Wow. So Thoth basically can bail right now if he wants to. Like he at this point he doesn't have to come back and teach us. You know what I mean? He can. It's telling him choose your work, choose thy work. So I think a lot of times when they get approached with this one, a lot of times they choose to move up. You know, which is I don't think a bad choice. But every now and then you get someone like Thoth who wants to come back and teach the rest. And that's just what he does, ladies and gentlemen. Thoth decides, even though he's faced with ascension, to maintain power and use it to teach those below back. He's worried about his classmates, huh? He's very much a savior figure. Then from his throne came one of the masters, taking my hand and leading me onward through the halls of the deep hidden land. Oh, the deep hidden land. There you go, guys. Led he me through the halls of Amenti, showing the mysteries that are known not to man. Through the dark passage downward he led me into the hall where sits the dark death. Vast as space lay the great hall before me, walled by darkness but yet filled with light. Wow, he's stepping into Hades right now, guys. He's walking up to Charon or to the Grim Reaper himself or something right now. Before me arose a great throne of darkness. Veiled on it seated a figure of night. Darker than darkness sat the great figure, dark with the darkness not of the night. Before it then paused the master, speaking the word that brings about life, saying, O master of darkness, guide of the way from life unto life, before thee I bring a son of the morning. Touch him not ever with the power of night. Call not his flame to the darkness of night. Know him and see him, one of our brothers, lifted from darkness into the light. Release thou his flame from its bondage. Free let it flame through the darkness of night. Ooh. So one of the ascended masters has taken Thoth by the hand and is guiding him through the hidden passages of Agartha and Hades, whatever you want to call it, below. Finally, they get to Death himself, who's veiled in a dark, beyond darkness, a dark, tangible darkness, huh? And there, the Ascended Master tells him, "Hey, this is our homeboy. Don't mess with him. He's free from this bondage. He's passed his class. He's graduated human school." Raised then the hand of the figure. Forth came a flame that grew clear and bright, rolled back swiftly the curtain of darkness, unveiled the hall from the darkness of night, then grew in the great space before me, flame after flame, from the veil of the night. Uncounted millions leapt they before me, some flaming forth as flowers of fire, others there were that shed a dim radiance, glowing but faintly from out of the night. Some there were that faded swiftly, others that grew from a small spark of light, each surrounded by its dim veil of darkness, yet flaming with the light that could never be quenched. Coming and going like fireflies in springtime, filled they the space with light and with life. Yeah, so this figure veiled in dark of darkness darkness beyond the dark of night, raises its hand, and a flame came out, clear and bright. And yeah, you're seeing all the souls of man and their progress. And some of them were very dim. Hmm? To be dim, yes. What does it mean to meet someone who's dim? If you describe someone as dim, right? Stupid. You guys starting to see it now? Or ignorant, rather? The darkness is ignorance. If you ask me, the light is wisdom. So yeah, all of them are the light is unquenchable. It says quenched but yet unquenched. It's like if you keep increasing your flame, it can only quench you so much. Eventually, it's just like you're just too much. You can't be quenched at all. It's interesting. Wow, I love it. Great stuff. Then spoke a voice, mighty and solemn, saying, "These are lights that are souls among men, growing and fading, existing forever, changing yet living through death into life. When they have bloomed into flower, reached the zenith of growth in their life, swiftly then send I my veil of darkness, shrouding and changing to new forms of life, steadily upward throughout the ages, growing, expanding into yet greater flame, lighting the darkness with yet greater power, quenched yet unquenched by the veil of the night. So grows the soul of man ever upward, quenched yet unquenched by the darkness of night." So to me, it's like the only thing we can really control is the choices we make in our life. All this other stuff is out of our control. So I think the best thing you can do is try to live a humble life and try to fill yourself with as much wisdom as possible before your final test. That would be my advice. But wow, what do you guys think of this, huh? So Thoth is being granted immortality. He's sitting in the presence of one of the ascended masters that's guiding him, and death itself, seems like. And yeah, they're giving him a backstage pass. You know, he doesn't have to go through this crap anymore. He's ascended this. And the ascended master's telling him, "Yo, don't fuck with Thoth anymore. I, death, come, and yet I remain not, for life eternal exists in me all. Only an obstacle I in the pathway, quick to be conquered by the infinite light. Awaken, O flame that burns ever inward, flame forth and conquer the veil of the night." Yeah, damn right. Hey, we gotta live by this shit every day, guys. This veil of night around us right now is so thick, you can't see my hand in front of my own face. It's nothing but lies, this inverted world. We have to use our wisdom. Then in the midst of the flames, in the darkness grew there one that drove forth the night, flaming, expanding, ever brighter, until at last was nothing but light. Then spoke my guide, the voice of the master. "See your own soul as it grows in the light, free now forever from the Lord of the night." Ooh. So, guys, the ascended master or death, I can't tell which one, raises up Thoth's soul and shows him, "Look, here's your soul ascending. You're free now from this veil of night." Ooh, gave myself goosebumps. Look at that. "See your own soul as it grows in the light, free now forever from the Lord of the night." Oh, I love it. Oh, come on. It's like a bitchin' song or something. "Forward he led me through many great spaces filled with the mysteries of the children of light, mysteries that man may never yet know until may mysteries that man may never yet know of until he too is a son of the light. Backward then he led me into the light of the hall of the light. Knelt I then before the great masters, lords of all from the cycles above. Spoke he then with words of great power, saying, Thou hast been made free of the halls of Amenti. Choose thou thy work among the children of men." So this is it, guys. Thoth has been he's been granted immortality. He's not bound to this realm anymore. He can go be free. He could probably go onto the next grade. You know what I mean? This is third grade or something. He can go on to fourth or fifth grade even. He's graduated. Then spoke I, O great master, let me be a teacher of men, leading them onward and upward until they too are lights among men, freed from the veil of the night that surrounds them, flaming with light that shall shine among men. Spoke to me then the voice, Go, as ye will, so be it decreed. Master are ye of your destiny, free to take or reject at will. Take ye the power, take ye the wisdom, shine as a light among the children of men. Ooh. Those like, let me be a teacher, dog. I could get the rest of them out. They have potential. They're just stuck. They're confused. They need help. He's coming back for us, guys. Sound familiar? You're going to notice a lot of Christ stuff, references and similarities with Christ, or the Christ mind, or whatever you want to call it. And when you're dealing with Thoth, check back on the chat real quick. All right, we got Globe Asunder. What's up, buddy? Shari Ives in the house. Welcome. Sheila Loya. Hey, I caught you. Yeah, glad you're here. Yay, Sheila Loya. Meta Yarb Yarby says, Internet goblins typical. I'm back now. Oh, yeah. Freaking internet goblins, bro. They're the worst. Caucasian Sasquatch. Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Upward then led me the dweller. Dwelt I again among children of men, teaching and showing some of my wisdom, son of the light, of fire among men. Now again I tread the path downward, seeking the light in the darkness of night. Hold ye and keep ye, preserve my record, guide shall it be to the children of men.